Hello once again, Mr. Pete here, and this is a temporary video, and it's a plea for help. I've done this several other times and had good success with it, so I'm making this video on behalf of my buddy Andy Current, and I'll flash a picture of him right now. And here's a picture of Andy Current. He's on the left, you know. The guy in the black, that's Mr. Pete. But anyway, he's a good friend of mine. We've been doing a lot of things together lately, and you probably have seen him in several of my videos. Andy Current. So Andy sent me a text the other day, and he needed help, but he didn't need help. A friend of his, a Mr. Smith, who is a gunsmith. The names go together, pretty awesome. And I do know this Mr. Smith. I've been in his shop I think just one time, but there may be pictures of that in some of my older videos. But anyway, the gunsmith, Mr. Smith, has a lathe, and I'm going to show you pictures of it here in a second. It's a Taiwan lathe. Oh, it's 30 or 35 years old. It's by no means new, but he uses this lathe in his gunsmithing work, of course, for barrel work, and I don't know what all. But he has a problem with it. There's a stripped gear in the carriage, the apron carriage, and it's a little brass worm gear. So I'm going to run through that now with pictures, and this particular Taiwan lathe was sold under many, many different names, so that's why I thought that some of you out there might be able to identify this part and tell me where Mr. Smith can actually buy one of these or find one of these. He's done a lot of research to no avail. So let's take a look at the pictures now. All right, I've got a bunch of pictures to show you, but let's start out by telling you that this is the original brochure or parts list for his machine. So that's what it looks like, and the problem is down here again in the apron. So here's another picture of it, but what I want you to see here at the bottom, and I'll zoom in on that, this is all of the different names under which this machine was badged or advertised. So, you know, it's just a common lathe at that time under all of these different names. They call it a generic Taiwan. Now, he has checked with Grizzly, because I see a Grizzly there, but had no luck with them. But this may help Mr. Smith in that some of you out there in YouTube land may have one of these lathes and know a little bit about where to get parts. So this is the original operating instructions, and there's a parts list in here that I'm going to show you momentarily. I know you can't see this yet. I'm going to zoom in on it, but this is the top view looking down at the carriage. Not the carriage, rather, the apron itself with all of the workings inside. And the gear that is damaged prevents him from having power feeds. He can still thread with it, but he has no power feeds at this time. And looking closely now, I've zoomed in. It is part 30110, and it's pointing to, as you can see, the worm wheel or the worm gear, not the worm itself. The worm is made of steel, the worm gear is made of brass. So the brass worm gear is what he needs. Now this picture is from Mr. Smith's actual lathe. This is the carriage apron removed from the machine and turned upside down. So here is the worm, and this rod here is the feed rod. Notice the key in it. This is the half nut, and the threaded lead screw would go through that, but we're not interested in that. We're interested in the brass gear right here, which is a worm gear. This, again, is the steel worm. This is what we need. I think he's got another view of it here. It's all chewed up. It's absolutely ruined. This might be the best view yet. So I've zoomed in, and you can probably see how chewed up that brass gear is. And that is what he wants. He doesn't need this, he needs this. Mr. Smith, the gunsmith himself, made this little sketch of what he needs, just so you get an idea. And no one's going to make one of these. We're looking for one, new or used, but there are dimensions there in imperial. This is not metric. Actually, it would be metric, but I think this is a soft conversion to the imperial system. But that's what he wants. I don't know if this does any good at all. If you are able to help in any way, this is my email address, and whatever information you give to me, I will forward to Andy, who will forward it to the gunsmith. Please help if you can. Do not send me any useless information, or please do not use this email address for any other purposes than to answer this plea for help. One more thing now before I hang up. And there'll be a bunch of pictures, still pictures, at the end for your referral. Now, these pleas for help have really aided me many times in the recent years. Now, you might recall just a week ago or so, I said I have this set of castings for a little Stewart Model ST engine, and I did not have the plans for it. Well, I had a plea for help twice. First time, nothing. Then I did it again, and within hours, I was sent this by email from one Mr. Julian Hanks, and there is the complete set of blueprints and instructions for the engine, so that hopefully I can get at this winter if I'm feeling up to it. Where's the, and a complete set of dimension drawings. I'm just telling you about this to try to verify, or that's not the word, tell you that these pleas have often helped me, but I'm really not holding my breath. We're looking for a needle in the haystack for that brass gear. Thank you for watching this, and I thank you ahead of time. If you are able to help me, again, send an email to that email address. Thanks. This is a temporary video. You may not find it within a week. And leave me a thumbs up and all of that stuff. And this is all for the gunsmith and Andy Current.